Still the 23rd day of September 2009. The conservative side of me wants to talk about something that I read about and heard about on television that happened in Los Angeles this past few days. Guess what? If I understood correctly, a combined local, state, and national team went in and started arresting gang members by the score, determined to break the cycle of gang control of at least one particular, apparently deemed to be more vicious even than normal gangs. Now that's the way to do it. Of course, I also think that the NRA and everybody else ought to get on board, and we ought to bring out a situation where a teenager carrying a gun, subject to arrest and with a serious charge. The idea of letting gangs of kids run and ruin whole areas of communities, and in the process give a bad name to the ethnic group that the gang happens to be primarily made up of. I was shocked with friends in the Denver area. Something came up and I was trying to make the point that, you know, the blacks in general are not that way, and the lady of the house said they are in Denver, because all you see if you watch the television and read the newspaper is the terrible, terrible things that are being done by people of color in the sections of Denver that are primarily of color. Well, yeah. There are communities where the most vicious gang is a skinhead, white group. There are communities where a Oriental group, kids get together in a gang, are the most vicious. But I suspect that it's probably true that across America, more of the really vicious gangs are black. Around here, as far as I know, and I haven't been, even though it's still subbing and so on, and we've just been gone from the community for about half of the year, I don't really know. But I know back when I was very much involved with trying to counter the gang movement in this Yuma, Arizona area, that the main gangs were Latin. They were Mexican. You know, it doesn't mean that Mexican people, it doesn't mean that black people, it doesn't mean that Asian people, it doesn't mean that white people are bad because of the gangs, because of the kids that get frustrated, get whatever, get into these gangs and do terrible, terrible things. It does not mean that that represents what that racial group is. Oh, how I wish that what just happened in LA would happen again and again until they break that whole cycle of killing and rape and dominance by gangs in whole sections of the town. And then do it in Wichita and Oklahoma City and New York City and Florida and you name it. Why in the world are we, in the name of rights to bear arms, letting children terrorize sections of our American cities and make us look like such a strange, hapless, helpless society?